great to see you. And great to introduce you, because Jackie, you haven't met Sian or Janine before.
Hello, both.
Hi.
And the amazing part of this story is that parish council meeting would not have been seen by 6, 7, 8 million people or whatever, had it not been for you, Sian. What were you doing watching it?
So in my spare time, probably since around November, I've been watching random council meetings because they always fascinate me for different reasons. Sometimes you have old councillors arguing between each other. Sometimes you have, folks struggling to use Zoom, and, there's always something fascinating going on. And I've always been really interested by, the policy making decisions that parish councillors and local councillors take, because you have your big borough councils working on your big projects, but then you have the parish councils that are like, oh hi, we're going to work on this little thing, this little road.
Isn't that amazing? A 17-year-old watching it's genuinely wonderful, Jackie, isn't it?
Well, it's wonderful on a number of different levels. First of all, if it hadn't been for Sian, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to talk to so many people about things that interest me, like trying to encourage younger people to get involved in parish councils. Now, I've been banging on about that for as part of 20 years, and 6 people have taken a notice. But suddenly, a young person puts it out on Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter account. And here we are. It's done so much for the parish council movement. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Now, of course, and there's another young person involved. But Janine, you don't know Sian directly, is that right? But you're buddied up online.
We're in a group chat together, and he sent it in and said, "Guys, watch this." So I didn't want to watch it at first because I don't make a habit of watching council meetings. And then everyone in the group chat was saying it was funny, so I watched it, and then I found 30 seconds that I thought was the funniest and tweeted it.
And how mad did it go?
I think it's on 6 million views now.
Jackie, how mad is that for you, Jackie?
Well, somebody told me, I think on the Thursday or Friday evening, that it was the 3rd highest tweet or whatever. And I thought, well, that's nice. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it's very good. And it wasn't until it hit the following day, I sort of thought, yeah, I think I'm beginning to grasp possibly what that might mean. So, I still think it's absolutely amazing. And I keep coming back to the same point, Sian. You've been able to reach so many people that us older people just have not been able to reach in years. You couldn't pay for it. You couldn't.
Oh, well, as a sign of just how incredible it is, and Sian, you'll love this. At some point during the meeting, Jackie, you said you can call yourself anything you want on those handles. So from now on, I want to be known as Britney Spears.
But as Councillor Smith says, I'm afraid there's no way of stopping him calling himself Clark. Okay. Please refer to me as Britney Spears from now on.
As a result of that line, the words Britney Spears started trending. And we were talking about it at the office, saying that this is without question, Sian, Britney Spears herself will have woken up and thought, oh, I'm trending, and found out why, won't she?
Probably, I guess. Yeah. All of us in the group chat were fascinated. So, yeah, it was amazing to see that it just spread so far, and just, the millions of people around the world who probably would have seen it. It's amazing.
Now, Sian, I don't know how you felt about seeing 2 or 3 men really shout at Jackie, "You have no authority here," and all that.
This is a meeting called by 2 councillors.
Illegally.
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't, because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
Some people found that really frustrating and upsetting.
Yeah, sadly, one thing that this has sort of highlighted is that misogyny is rife in political circles. And in the amount of meetings I've seen before, lots of these men think they have the privilege to be as abusive and aggressive as they want just because there's a woman in charge. And, bad behaviour is rife in politics.
I think the funny part was that you just don't expect councillors who are elected to act like that. You people who are like politicians, even at like the smallest level, that they'll be respectful of each other. Yeah, like as a woman in politics, I've experienced men speaking to me like that, so I feel really bad for you, Jackie, honestly.
That's the shame of it, Jackie, in a way, isn't it? That if young people watch it, they might be switched off.
I mean, that is always a possibility, but of course now we've got a voice. If people are listening, we can address that. I mean, I'd just like to say, in the nicest possible way, what a tremendous double act Sian and Janine have been, because if it hadn't been for Janine actually making it something that captured people's attention and kept it, I don't think it would have been as impactful it is, because as I listened to it back, I think because of the condensing of the video, it actually brings it home much more strongly, just what's going on. Yeah. And then as I listened to it back, it did take me back, not exactly from a PTSD point of view, but not far off, to that night. And I guess even, watching your video, Jenny, it kind of, I'd say it shocked me. And perhaps even more so than the night, where there are other things going on in between each particular attack, if you like.
Had you been, Jackie, quite upset by that evening?
Oh, it was tough. I mean, I have the kind of face that doesn't tend to show those things. And, sitting down, nobody can see your knees knocking. So that's a benefit as well. But that isn't easy to deal with.
I watched the clip of it, Jackie, and then I got so interested. I watched the whole 18 minutes, and then someone said, oh, the full hour is even better. But even after 18 minutes, I still wasn't sure what the meeting was about. It seemed to be about forming a subcommittee of a steering group. That's all I got out of it. Is that right?
The planning one, yeah, but actually a lot of the discussion that was taking place was actually about things that had happened so far, and they hadn't met for a while, which was the other thing. Yeah. So in a way, part of it was really about catch up.
Yeah. See, that's why you were called in. I understand. Yeah. I now understand. At the time, it was so confusing. Sian, I must say, you've done a brilliant job. You're either a politician or a journalist in the making. I'm not sure which, but the idea of you sitting around watching council meetings online is just fantastic.
Well, there's always, as I said, there's something interesting about it. But I'm really joyful that more people have learned about parish councils and more people are getting engaged.
Wonderful. Well, I hope when our studios open again, we can meet you all in person and have you in as guests. And what a pleasure. Jackie, Sian, Janine, all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.